A very good evening to everyone, and welcome to our meeting tonight. I just want to be the first person to welcome you on my own behalf and on behalf of the person who took their time to invite you to give you this chance to be part of us tonight. It would be interesting to hear or see where you are calling from, where you are logging in from. On the chat, you can tell us where you are logging in from, and perhaps if it's your very first time, let's know. We love guests. We love seeing new people joining the International Superstars team. Right. So Josephat Karaoke is my name. For those that are logging in for the very first time, married to one Pieros Cherotich, and between us we are blessed with four children. The four kids are the reason why we actually joined this opportunity to give them the best life ever possible. We didn't want to cascade the kind of life that we experienced when we were growing up. So if you are here for the very first time, this is a great opportunity that you can capitalize on and you move from one level of success to another. I've been around this business for the last 16 years. I started when I was still teaching the university as a full-time lecturer in the university, teaching computer science at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. And my wife was a high school teacher, teaching physics and mathematics. Needless to say, within no time after jumping into this opportunity, we were able to fire our bosses. In other words, we resigned so that we can also enjoy time freedom. But the main thing that we'll be talking about here is how do you start your own business and build it in such a way that you're going to achieve financial freedom and leave a legacy. You don't want just a success that will be for a short time. And to help us understand the whole thing, we'll be having two sessions. Basically, the first one will be a presentation on how that can work for you on part-time or full-time basis. And thereafter, we will be having our guest speaker who will be calling from Uganda, one of the most successful entrepreneurs you will find around East Africa and in Africa. I don't want to preempt much. She will be sharing her journey with us, and we are so excited to have her on this call. She was the first one to log in, a trait of the very successful people. Ladies and gentlemen, I was just warming it up, and at this point, I want to invite our first speaker, our presenter, a lady who has pursued this opportunity with a lot of commitment, doing very well, and we couldn't find a better presenter than herself. So let's, with those flowers and emojis, let's welcome Maina Elizabeth to take it from there. Elizabeth, if you can hear me, please.
Thank you, Daktari, for that wonderful introduction. It's really honoring to have you let me present this evening. And I must affirm the members and the guests in the meeting today that this is the best opportunity. I'm a proud member of the Superstars team, and I'm loving every bit. So stay tuned and see why we are sticking and not going anywhere. Most welcome. So allow me to share the slides. Like you have said, my job is one tonight, which is to present. Can you confirm when you can see the slides?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Good. Great. So welcome to our presentation today. We are the International Superstars team, like you can see on the screen. And our role here is to unlock your success. And we'll begin your journey today if you join us. Our key benefits include residual income, exotic lifestyle, and traveling. Our mission. Our mission is clear. It's what keeps us going. It's very clear and bold, which is to empower everyone to build successful business and attain financial freedom and exciting lifestyle. Core values. Our business has been in existence for a very, very long time, even long way before some of our parents were born. And this is due to a number of core values, which include absolute integrity. People are number one, regardless of whether you've been here for a long time or whether you join us today. You are number one. Products that really work. Our products are world class, and we'll see the reason why they work that much. Long range vision, this means that this is something that you begin and build a legacy for generations. You leave it for your children and grandchildren and going. Equal opportunity for all. We do not discriminate against tribe, religion, or even academic achievement. So it's an equal opportunity for all. Our business is also very well informed by the cash flow quadrant. The cash flow quadrant informs us by telling us that there are 4 ways to earn income. Everyone who wants to earn a living have at least 4 things they do. There are 2 ways in which we divide this cash flow quadrant. It's borrowed from Kiyosaki. We have the left side and the right side. On the left side, we have the employees and the self-employed. Let's begin with the employees. Employees, these are people who are employed by a boss. They rely on an income at the end of every month. And like you can see the abbreviation there, JOB, it stands for Journey of the Broke, to simply mean that all we might achieve using the money we receive or receive at the end of every month is to pay bills, and that's the end of it. So we say that at most by 10th, you don't have much. In fact, most of them survive for the rest of the month with loans. So these people are not able to build much. They can't achieve their dreams. Buying land and achieving other great things is not achievable with if someone is relying 100% on the income from employment. Close to them are the self-employed. Self-employed are people who own a small business. They run every errand of that business, including managing, stocking, and selling, and even the accounts, book of records. They do everything. So these are a very tough journey in that you have to be there for you to earn. If you don't open it for a day, you stop earning. So they are not so different from the employed. They are equally not able to achieve much as far as success merits are concerned. Now, on to the right side, we have business builders and the investors. These are often people we at most watch. We tend to think that we can do what they do. We think these are people who are just meant to watch, achieve their goals, and the most we can do is to invite them for a harambe, for a fundraiser, and praise them, and really wonder, where do they really get this money? These are people just like everyone else. It's just that they have decided to spend their 24 hours differently. So, what is this difference between a business owner and a self-employed? A business owner is a person who does business differently, really differently. You can put in mind of big companies like Safaricom, Equity, Kenya Power. These are people who solve life problems such that the consumers of their either products or service are dependent. So they are problem solvers and they work with a system. These are people who will earn even while they are still asleep. They don't have to be present for money to flow to their accounts. So this is the side of money making that all of us want to be. Now, we also have investors. And for you to invest, let me mention some of the places you can invest in, like the government bonds. This is where you invest your money and your money works for you. If you're on the left side, you may not have much to save, but we, as a business owner and a business builder, you'll save a lot. You've heard of people who've even lent or even led money to governments. You've had people who are able to control economy. These are the kind of people we are talking about. So, I'm delighted and very excited to let you know that by being here today, you are just one step away from being a business owner and a business builder. Now, 3 pillars of success in the business, which is our business here in the International Superstars team. We have 3 pillars of success in this business, which include products. We have products, and that's what has kept our business going. We also have unlimited income potential. You're the one to set the bar for how much you want to earn in this business, meaning it is limitless. So the effort you put is equivalent to how much you can earn. Then you join also a transformative community. A community in that you're not left to figure out this business on your own. You work and network as a community. If you face a challenge, you fix it as a community or as a team. I mentioned that we have products, and these are products we use from Neolife, which are very high quality products from Neolife. These products are of this high quality because they have been researched and verified by the Scientific Advisory Board, the SAB. This is a board that is led by the late Dr. Arthur First, who lived between 1914 and 2005. And I want to bring to your attention that he's the founder of the cancer chemotherapy. In his team are other very qualified members of the team with titles like biochemist, food scientist, nutritional scientist, among others. So these are the people who have verified this product and ensure that they are of the highest quality and are the best for human consumption and are safe for human consumption. Now, our business has a basis of health, and we say, or we have a slogan, which says that health is our greatest wealth. You know, without health, we'll not be able to do much. In fact, if we had too much and our bodies are ailing, we'd really wonder. But think of an investment where you are investing not just for your pocket, but for also your health. You're earning and not anxious about your health. So if all of us can remember during the 2020 COVID season, who was introduced to most of us? So who have also provided us with the wellness triangle, like you can see on the screen, who recommends that for you to live healthy, you have to observe what you put on your plate, so that your food should be in the right proportions. A good fraction of your plate should have a large amount of whole grain foods. These are unrefined grains, not the polished ones or the refined ones. This is because the coat of those grains contain vital nutrients that are essential for our health. We also have the fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables are very vital because they have a lot of fiber. And talking about fruits are well known for having a lot of vitamins. And talking again about fruits, you need to consume about 5 to 9 colored fruits, different colored fruits. This is because each of those colors represent a variant of vitamin that boosts or aids or is very essential for normal functioning of your body and immunity. Proteins. We are recommended to take plant proteins, and just in case you take animal protein, should be very minimal, at most 20 grams. Fats and sugars, if you can avoid them. If you have to, for sugar, take at most 2 tablespoonfuls. This is because most of the foods in the lower levels of this triangle already have sugars and oils, so you don't need to add any more. On the contrary, we are so busy fixing other areas of our lives and we have forgotten. We are often talking about eating healthy, but the things we're chasing in life often catch up with us and we are not able to really dictate what should be on our plates. Now, due to that, our wellness triangle is in most cases inverted. The fats and sugars that we ought to take in very little amounts is taken in very large amounts. Proteins as well. If you're meeting as a family in a family gathering or at home, you know the way animal protein makes food tastier. Yeah, like often I know people like in Kenya here, if you're taking skuma with animal protein and you get used to it for a while, the moment that those greens are cooked without animal protein, you say it's tasteless. So there's a very high level of consumption of animal protein, and actually the unhealthy one. At least even this animal protein, if you are to consume any, make sure it is the healthy one, the white protein and not the red meat. Now, fruits and vegetables are also consumed in very little amounts. Whole grains, almost zero. We are often swiping our cards in the supermarkets and looking for the latest brand of wheat flour or maize flour that has most of the nutrients removed from them. So you find the refined whole grains are the ones that we consume most and are of very low nutritional value. Now, this kind of nutrition is detrimental to our health. You can see our cell that ought to be round in shape and very healthy, letting in nutrients and letting out waste, has been distorted. That cell at my bottom right corner is a distorted cell. Very little nutrients can get in and minimal waste can get out. This has a repercussion. Due to this kind of lifestyle with almost zero exercise and very poor feeding habits, led who to predict that by 2020, that every day out of 4 deaths would be as a result of a chronic disease, of a lifestyle condition. We are aware of so many of them, but just to mention a few, we have the heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stroke, and respiratory disease, and equally obesity. I was in a session today that emphasized that obesity is the root of so many other conditions. Now, why are we here today? This is because just in case you had not been observing your health or you know somebody whose health is compromised and also related to poor health, poor feeding habits, that is not the end. If we observe the right feeding proportions as informed by the wellness triangle, our cell should be able to be healthy, round in shape as shown on that screen, letting in nutrients and waste out. This because our nutrition and health starts at the cellular level. This is because our body is made of small units called the cells. And when our cells are healthy, our entire body is also healthy. The unhealthy impermeable cell, that is the hub for the lifestyle conditions we talked about earlier, can be reversed. This is because of our best product called TNN from Neolife. TNN is made of lipids and sterols from 3 categories of plants, that is soya, rice bran, and brown rice. So, including also wheat germ. So this is because those oils are able to make the cell healthy once again and let in the nutrients in and as well the wastes out. Now, apart from TNN, we also have another range of products, supplements, and minerals. You all know nowadays there's a lot of complaints about joints, about circulatory system like stroke, and the other conditions we talked about earlier. All those conditions, we have targeted solutions. We have targeted solutions. So this, the other range of supplements and minerals I'm talking about, in various combinations, they can be used to address the condition. So you work with your doctor, and we also give you a package of targeted or a combination of these products to target a particular condition. So you go for reviews and you recover eventually. Now, we also have skincare products apart from the health ones. The skincare products target both male and female. You know, nowadays, due to the heat rush, the pollution, overuse of strange and counterfeit skincare products, people have really suffered. People have also damaged their skin beyond repair, in their opinion. But thank God you're here today, because just in case your skin was distorted for one reason or another, you're suffering allergies, you have wrinkles appearing earlier than expected, all of that can be addressed here. All these skincare products are sea-sourced. They are safe for your skin. We all know that our skin is our largest organ, and whatever you apply on our skin can also penetrate into our body. So with these ones, you can apply on your skin and have no side effect at all. So we have a range of them, from moisturizers, cleansers, among others. We also have one interesting one for ladies. We have an instant eye lift. You know, as people age, the first part that starts to get wrinkles is around the eye. You can get an instant eye lift with that particular product. Also, the thin lines that contribute to wrinkles can also be gotten rid of using what we call the rejuvenating cream. Farmers are not forgotten. Remember, we talked about the healthy plate. Nowadays, foods are grown with all manner of chemicals, some whose side effects you don't want to imagine, some with heavy metals that are what causes even the cancer and the other conditions. So here we advocate for 100% organic foods. So we have a product here called Supergrow, very vital for the farmers. We say that a water drop because 1 ml of this product can be used to make 1 liter. And a liter of it can serve even up to 2 acres of your farm. So it's very economical and reduces your input and maximizes your output. To be precise, it triples your yield. We also have home care products, a range of them, but allow me to mention a few. We have the light duty concentrate, or the LDC. This one, you can use it to replace up to 5 detergents in your house, because you can use it to clean utensils, wash the floor, brush your teeth, and even clean clothes. Then we also have carpet glow. Carpet glow, you can use it to wash carpets. And when you use carpet glow for your carpets, it will never wear out. The carpet stays as new as you bought it. Then Super 10. Super 10 is used to clean tiles, also used to clean sinks, and even glass panes, making them sparkling clean. Then you have the G1 Laundry. This one is a friend to the ladies. This one, all you need to do is to soak and rinse. You soak the clothes, and the next thing you do is to rinse. So if you continue interacting with us after this call, you understand even the use of all the others. But I can assure you these are the best products. So kindly use them, replace them, use them and replace the other ones you've been using, because they are the ones that have been causing the other health and mostly skin issues that you've been addressing. Now, I believe that we are healthier than we came in. You can probably type there with an emoji or just a sentence if you feel healthier than you came in. Like I said, the products above are the basis of our business, but now there's some work to do. So what are these habits that you must adopt to achieve this unlimited income? One, you must define your goal clearly. It must be very motivating, strong, and exciting. Make it very clear. Find your purpose. Get that dream that keeps you awake. That is what will keep you going regardless of the dynamics of your business. Then use the products. Use the products in a way that you'll be able to testify. It's very easy to recommend something that you have already used. The skincare products, the 3NN, the Super Grow, use it, see the results. It's very, very motivating. And I can assure you the results are undisputed. Talk to people. We are always talking. But once you are a member of our team and our business, it's time to be very, very keen with your conversations, because you are building a brand. You have to really filter what you talk about. You don't want to waste a day or a moment. Share the opportunity, help people solve problems, improve people's health, improve people's mindsets, and you'll be able to build a very big network. Now, I said that you're just one step away from becoming a business owner. And this is the best thing you've ever had. Because to be part of us, you only need less than 20,000 shillings, precisely 17,880 Kenya shillings. This earns you 100 personal points. These personal points come along with 3 of the 120 capsules 3NN, the wonderful 3NN we talked about earlier. Other things that come with the kit include the international license. Remember, this is a business that is in so many countries. The Superstars team alone is in 40 countries. There are also literature materials to understand the products better, the business structure, compensation plan, among others. You also receive a website that you can share with the members in other countries and even within. Free delivery, regardless of where you are, and also a recognition pin from the company. Now, how do you grow your business? You grow this business by talking to people. At least make sure for you to build a sustainable system, introduce at least 3 people every 30 days. And this is what is going to happen. Introduce at least 3 every 30 days. Introduce at least 3 every 30 days. The first one may not really understand the business, same as the second one, but you have a third one that you always need the business, understand the business structure, and run with the idea. This is the person you need for your team. You and the person make a team of 2. And you as the leader will have earned 200 points, and that earns you an income of Kenya shillings 980. On and on, introduce one more person, your team grows to 4. In your personal points as the leader, grow to 400. And your income also rises to 2,000. Introduce one more person each, the team grows to 8. And your points as the leader rise to 800. And your income as well to 3,500. Go on. The challenges and the problems you want to solve are still exists. People still need money. The health issues are still there. The farms still need to do excellent. People's skin need also still look great. So you never stop. The need is still there. Continue talking to more people. Build your team to 16. Your points as the leader grow to 1,600, as well as your income to 12,000. Go on, introduce one more person each. Your team grows to 32. Points to 3,200, and your income grows to 50,000 Kenya shillings. Go on and on. Remember, there is no limit to how many people you can introduce. Your team grows to 64. Your points to 6,400, and your income becomes a 6-figure. And this time, 110,000 Kenya shillings. I would say that this is the beginning, because we believe that our business is about duplication. Every skill you learn, you transfer it to the person you have brought to your team. And if you're able to help and mentor 3 people to be like you, to have over 6,000 points, your income grows to 180,000 to 400,000, and this time you're called a world team member. That is not the end. This is something you want to do. Remember, it's a long-range business with a very broad vision. Continue doing this. Mentor more people, 6 and above, and your title grows to a president team member, and your income grows to 700,000 Kenya shillings. And note the sign there, plus, 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 which means these can go on to 1 million, 2 million, and beyond. I'm very delighted to let you know that in the call today, we have a president team member who have been in this business. I don't want to preempt, you hear for how long. And he's my mentor, together with his wife, Pieros Cherotich. May God bless them abundantly. They are very hardworking people, and with very, very great leadership skills. Most welcome, Dr. Josephat.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. That was a powerful presentation. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for really taking your time to share the presentation with the guests in this call. You will agree with me that that was easy to follow, simplified form of the presentation. I wish when I was shown this opportunity in 2010, it was done in that manner. I would have succeeded much faster than I did. Nevertheless, whichever the way it was presented, quite complicated then, because the person who shared with me was an army man maybe. I still ran with the opportunity, and as Elizabeth has said, my wife and I, Pure Rose and I, were able to build a president's business within less than 3 years, 2 years, 11 months. But then I am so excited, ladies and gentlemen, that tonight we have the very person who inspired me to build a business that even if I don't work today, I'll still be earning a lot of money. She was already very successful when I was starting the business. While I was lecturing in the university, she was a university student when she started the business. And I was shocked that really, if she could build the business to the very top, and I remember she was being recognized at Kasarani here in Nairobi, all the way from Uganda, as one of the most successful leaders. I said, I'm going to build this business. And when I requested her to grace this meeting, she accepted despite being very busy. She will share her success story, and you'll agree with me that we are really blessed to have her on this call. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Janet Bugembe, a president team member all the way from Uganda, a close friend to Superstars team. Janet, if you can hear me, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Josephat. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, and I can see you.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much. Very interestingly, I forgot that I was supposed to make some calculations because I'm going to speak Kenyan shillings. So I just decided to get another gadget so that I can make my calculations. So you'll excuse me as I'm looking down. So to all the people on the call this evening, thank you so much for logging in. And I'm very excited to be sharing my journey with all the people on this call tonight. And for those who are meeting me for the very first time, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Janet Navuga. And very interestingly, I share a name with 3 first ladies in East Africa. The first lady in Uganda is called Janet Museveni. You can check with Rwanda, Janet Kagame, in my interestingly, a president's team member. So it's not a coincidence, but it was planned by God. So I'm very happy to be on this call today, and I've been given a very simple task just to share my journey, my entrepreneurial journey, and what this opportunity has done for me in the past 21 years. So I am a banker by profession. It simply means I did a course in banking and finance, and I'll tell you why. My dad worked in the bank, and one of the things I admired about him, he was very smart. He had quite a number of friends, connections, and people who had helped him along his journey. Why? Because everybody goes to the bank. People go to the bank to borrow money. People go to the bank to save money, and all manner of things. So I promised myself that I was going to work very hard so that one day I could be able to start my career in the bank. I was very intentional. And of course, even as I did my high school, I majored in mathematics, economics, and geography because I wanted to end up in a bank. And it was during its vacation when I was introduced to an opportunity, how my entrepreneurial journey started. At that time, I was looking for something to do, maybe to earn an extra 1,600 Kenyan shillings. And why? Because we in Uganda, when you finish your long vacation, usually we have 9 months before we join the university. So what happened at that time was I told myself I have nothing to lose but everything to gain. So why not look for something to do so that I could earn an extra 1,600, 1,700 Kenyan shillings. So one of the things that I did different, I told myself, let me give a shot. Let me give a shot. After all, nothing to lose. So that is when I was introduced to an opportunity, and I was told, very interestingly, that the rich people sell and the poor people buy. And it's very interesting how I started an American-based company that was making consumer products for, the home care, the healthcare, and all the things the way they have been explained. So one of the things that I really, really loved, and I remember that weekend, I met one of the most successful distributors in the world who was making an extra income of close to about $120,000 a month. And this was because they had built a network of people who were using the products. And if you go back and look at all the successful people in the world, irrespective of where they are geographically, they have built a network of people who are using whatever products. It could be coming from oil, petrol stations, it could be chains like KFC and stuff like that. So I told myself that during my time at the university, maybe I would have an opportunity to start building a network. So that is how I started out. And of course, I was being paid commissions. And I remember in my first month, I was able to make profits. That's where my calculator comes in. Yeah, I was able to make profits of about 3,452 Kenyan shillings. Yeah. And being a young lady, I was very excited about this amount because I had never earned such money in my life. And at the end of my first month, I earned my first commission, which was about 863 Kenyan shillings. When you say this in Ugandan shillings, it sounds like very, very little money. But anyway, that is how my journey started. Most interestingly, one of the things that I have learned is if you're going to make it in life, you have to be persistent, you have to be consistent, and you have to be very, very resilient. Everybody who knows me will tell you that Janet, when she starts something, she's ready to go all the way. So having started off that way, I realized that I could do more. I remember in my second month of business, minus the profits alone, I was able to make a commission of about 2,762 Kenyan shillings. And this is an equivalent of about 80,000 Ugandan shillings. And of course, when people look at 80,000 Ugandan shillings, they think it's very, very little money. But I can tell you, it can pay your electricity bills for a month. So a few months later, I was able to join the university to pursue a bachelor's in commerce with a major in banking and finance. And I committed to building my business part-time while studying at the university. And I remember 4 months into my university life, because I put aside time, this is 2 to 3 hours on a daily basis, I was able to make an income of about 894,000 Ugandan shillings. I was 19 years of age, which is about 30,868 Kenyan shillings. Now, that was extraordinary of a student at the age of 19 making an extra income. And one of the things that I did different, because many people ask me, but Janet, how did you manage to do that? When I was at the university, Makerere University specifically puts together students from all over Uganda and nearby countries like Kenya, Sudan, Tanzania. And what I did, because in my high school, I did geography, we used to study about what the farming that is done. And one of our star products is actually Supergrow. So I came up with what we call a magic question. When I was at the university, I would ask my friends, do you know any farmer? And some of my friends told me that, well, my dad is a farmer. Which kind of farmers are you looking at? And when I had some free time, I would go and connect with these farmers, organize demo gardens, and I start selling the Supergrow. So that is how I started building my business. And within a space of about 1.5 years, at this time, I was 20 years of age, I was making a commission of close to about 62,000 Kenyan shillings, which is approximately 1.8 million Ugandan shillings. So at that point in time, I bought my first car at the university. And I remember I used to travel all over Uganda. Every time I got some free time, I would organize farmers in farmers groups, and I would go and teach them about how they can be able to improve on their yields and reduce on the expensive agricultural inputs. Of course, I had the opportunity to also go and pitch to hotels, people's homes, do demonstration, cleaning products, and up to today, I supply most of the big hotels with cleaning products because of the work that I did when I was at the university. Of course, I also used contacts of some of my friends. Their parents were highly blessed, and they felt like, let's just help this young girl. Yet little did they know that I was actually building an empire. By the time I finished my 3-year course, like I had mentioned earlier, I was doing a course in banking and finance. I had built a business that was giving me an income in commission alone of about 241,700 Kenyan shillings, which was an equivalent of about 7 million shillings at the age of 22. I remember I built my first house. There is my final year at the university. I used to buy a plot of land every single month. And I had done things that many young people had not done. Yet I had used the time that many young people were using to go out clubbing and having a good time. So one of the best days of my life was the 21st of January, 2009. This was the day I graduated with a bachelor's degree in commerce with a major in banking and finance. And one of the things that I did different that year was to make a sharp decision to retire on my graduation day. I realized that I did not need to go for employment because my dad had been working in the bank all his career life. And on average, somebody who is joining the bank would earn an average of about 13,800 Kenyan shillings. Yet here I was having started a business part-time and 2,000 shillings. So even when I was an ordinary student. So that is how my business grew. I remember after graduation, I decided to go into business full-time. I explored building business in South Sudan, in Kenya, in Tanzania, in Burundi, in Rwanda. I used to travel there, and everybody used to ask me, Janet, what's the problem? Like, what is killing you? We are young people. We need to be having a good time. But in 6 months after graduation, this was in 2009, January, when I graduated. By the time I finished, by the time 6 months elapsed, my income had doubled. And this was coming to about 517,934 Kenyan shillings, which was about 15 million Ugandan shillings. I was 23 years of age, and that is when I stepped onto the president's team. My story attracted a lot of attention around the world. Actually, I'm traveling all around the world to share my story of how a Ugandan girl, part-time as a student. I remember I traveled to different countries, and this story was translated to different languages, close to 8 languages around the world. I was invited to South Africa. I remember there were Spanish versions, there were German versions. And one time I actually came to Nairobi, and as I was walking on the streets of Nairobi, foreigners or not, the other people knew me and they're like, "Aren't you Janet? Aren't you Janet? Your story has sold. Aren't you Janet?" So that is how my journey was for the first 3 years. Now you can imagine this has been on for the last 21 years. And I'm glad that I started on my entrepreneurial journey at a very, very young age, because a few years down the road, it has been able to pay off in many different ways. So I continued doing business. By the time I was 4 years in the business, I think I was about 23 years, 23, 24 years of age. My business had exploded. It had gone to different countries. And I remember by the year 2010, yes, 2010, where I came #1 distributor in the whole of Uganda. I remember this is the time that Mr. Kariuki has been talking about. I came #1 distributor in the whole of Uganda, and then when we went to the East African, region, we came #1 in the whole of East Africa. Then we went to the African region. That's the time we came to Kasarani, yeah. Then #1 in the whole of Africa. Now for us, that was a great highlight because we had been competing with Nigerians who had taken all the 10 positions continuously for the last 14 years. So here we are coming from Uganda, students from nowhere, taking that trophy on the African continent. And thereafter, of course, if you're #1 in Africa, you're most probably #1 in the 62 countries around the world. So that came with a grand prize of $50 and a boat cruise for my to go to Cabo San Lucas in Mexico through Los Angeles in America. So it was quite an exciting journey, quite a fantastic start to life. And of course, I've been able to travel to many, many different destinations, sharing my journey and sharing my story, just to show people that it's possible. So to cut my long story short, a few years down the road, of course, so many people have been empowered to do the same, because time came when actually my biggest challenge was not the money. I was making so much money. I was driving an ML Mercedes-Benz at the age of 26. I was living a good life. I was living a good life. Actually, most of the things that I have today are things that I accumulated at that point in time. And I'm very, very grateful to God for a great start in my life. It was not the conventional where you finish school, get a job, work, just like my father did, climb up the corporate ladder and retire after 37 years in office. So what can I leave for the people on the call this evening? I would just like to say that I hope my internet is stable. I hope it is. Am I still on?
You're on.
Okay, because here it's showing me that it's a bit flimsy. But anyway, I'm just very, very excited about what the future holds. Maybe I would just like to share with you the grand prize in okay, yes, this price was about, in Kenyan shillings, okay, $50,000 is about 6.47 million Kenyan shillings. That is a lot of money. Yeah, I was 26. And I remember I came back to Uganda and bought 3 acres of land. And today that is where I have my little house and that is where I stay. Yes. So what has happened in the last 21 years? Because my journey has been a journey of 21 years and still counting. The first lesson that I have learned is perfect practice makes perfect. Yeah. One of the things that I always tell people that it's very, very important to keep learning. When you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you rot. So every single morning from 6 to 6:30, I am empowering myself as an individual. I'm on a continuous journey of personal development every single day from 6 to 6:30. In fact, at 7 on Fridays, I usually train a group of people from about 6 to 6:30, then 6:30 to 7, then 7 to about 7:20, a team in Zambia, and I've done this consistently without getting tired. So I would just like to say that perfect practice makes perfect. So you need to practice perfectly if you are going to build a very, very successful business. And the second thing that I would like to encourage every single one of us on the call today is take opportunities. Take opportunities. And I would like to say that the best opportunities come at a time we least expect them, sometimes through people we don't even know. Yeah. Now I'm very, very keen to taking opportunities because I know that the best opportunities come disguised. Yeah. So be very aware. Sometimes they come through people, sometimes they come through, different platforms. So keep yourself abreast and ready to grab whatever opportunity comes your way. The third thing that I would like to say is you need to have guts. For anybody in the entrepreneur world, you need to have guts. And I love to say that the word guts in full is get used to sneers. When I was starting out, people laughed at me. People laughed at me and they told me, Janet, the things that you're doing will never work. People saw me kneeling down for farmers. In our culture here, a sign of respect is kneeling down. So many of those people were people who we used to, they were our customers and they required you to kneel down. Yeah. So I would kneel down in front of these customers and do whatever I had to do because I needed to make that sale, because I needed to eat. But then at the end of the day, it paid off. It paid off. Yeah. So for me, I love to tell people that get used to sneers. People are going to sneer. People are going to laugh at you. But I want to say that the time will come when no one is laughing. The other thing that I would like to encourage is take action. Take action. Many times, especially the guests who are here on the call today, somebody invites you and then you say, you know what, I will think about this. I will think about this. And eventually you forget about it. So I would like to encourage you to take action. If it was not for me taking action, I was young, I was pretty young, I did not have the money to start. Yeah. But I told myself that I'm going to take action. I'm going to do what it takes. I'm going to talk to people because the hard work we do is talking to people. So when I started doing all those things, I started attending training. I would go in and, whatever I would learn from the training, I would be in position to, practice. Yeah, I made so many mistakes, but I took the action. And that's why I love to say that a story is told of a man who put a matchbox and a matchstick together for 1,000 years, expecting fire to come. What he needed to do was to get the matchstick and the matchbox and strike. Yeah. So if you're on this call today, opportunities do not come twice. And I always tell people that opportunities do not come twice. If it has come today, it is knocking at your door. It is knocking now. The next time this opportunity may show up, it could be when, you're having a sick mom or whatever it is. And maybe at that point in time, you may not be able to do it the best way. Or the person who has given you an opportunity to listen in today may not have the time that they have now. So for me, I'm very, very keen on looking at opportunities and ensuring that I take them immediately. The beauty about this opportunity is you don't need to know it all. Yeah, I was 19 years of age. I didn't know anything. But you see, I also love to say that this opportunity is like someone learning how to swim. When you are learning how to swim, you have to fall into the water. You can't read books about swimming, even riding a bicycle. You may need to swallow some water. You may need to fall on the bike. But the thing is, if you continue, time will come when you do not fall anymore. So for all the people on the call, I just want to remind you that you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. One time, I had an opportunity to meet the British High Commissioner in Uganda. and are sharing my story because I've had an opportunity to pursue a master's degree in the United Kingdom, and I was purely chosen because of three reasons. One, excellent networking skills. They were looking for an opportunity, they were looking at getting somebody who was excellent in networking, who had done it before and had really, really made a positive difference in people's lives. Two, they were looking for somebody who had demonstrated leadership, yeah, at all levels. Now, for me, of course, having been young, somehow by default, I had to lead teams. And by the time I was about 24 years of age, I was leading a team of close to about maybe 200,000 people because my team had grown and expanded to 10 countries. So they were looking at an individual like that. The third thing that they were looking at is somebody who is going to come back and make a positive difference in people's lives in their country. So on those grounds, I was awarded a scholarship out of 66,000 people around the world. And I remember the speech when they were flagging us off to go to the United Kingdom. The British High Commissioner told me specifically that she liked the fact that I was brave and I was courageous to start. I did not need to have it figured out, but guess what? This is where we are today. So for all the people on the call today, I would just like to talk about courage. Courage. The courage to start, the courage to step out of your comfort zone, the courage to do things that other people are not willing to do, because then one day you will have the things that they won't have. The courage, to say yes to opportunities as they come, the courage to do things differently. So I would like to encourage you today to go out, to step out and be courageous enough. I think my story has been a story of courage. I've done quite a number of things. I remember one time I traveled to Sudan. I traveled to Sudan as in my third year at the university. My parents did not know where I was, but I traveled to Sudan only to get to the border, and I realized I did not have a passport. I had to beat security. I almost got killed. Yeah. But then when I was coming back, I had to take another route because they had already earmarked me. So it was just, courage. So it's a story of courage. So I know that everybody here, sometimes with fear, and like I always tell people that the word fear in full is false evident appearing real. This simply means that sometimes the things that we fear actually do not exist. What if this happens to me? What if it doesn't work? We forget the other side of the story. What if it works, So I also want to say that we need to take action. We need to get rid of fear. We need to have guts, getting used to sneers. We need to be courageous enough. And of course, these things will pay off. And maybe just in closure, I'll just share what this has done for me. Courtesy of my entrepreneurial journey, I've had opportunities to travel over 70 times to different destinations around the world, all expenses paid. The last one having been in Sun City 2 weeks ago, different destinations, all expenses paid. And I think for me, this has been a fantastic journey. Not many people have been able to achieve that kind of success. And of course, looking at empowering people across nations, I think for me, that has been one of the greatest benefits because you have an opportunity to empower others to achieve their dreams. Then the other thing that I've been able to benefit, I've made some money and I'm excited about that. I've made some money, but of course, when you make more money, you have bigger goals, and you have more to achieve. But most important of all, I thank God because my parents have had good health. And right now, as I speak, they are in very good shape, very good health. Why? Because I've educated myself about nutrition and health, and I'm able to support them on their journey. And of course, that in itself helps to reduce on the, medical expenses. So for me, it has been a fantastic journey. It has been a journey worth taking, and I would like to encourage everybody here on the call, if you can get your craft right, hang around the right people who are going to support you to walk this journey with you. The sky is just the beginning. So to Josephat and the team, thank you so much for inviting me. And I'm very, very excited to have shared my journey. I hope it will be able to inspire one or two people to, embark on a journey that is going to change their life. So thank you so much. God bless you and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much, Janet. On my own behalf and on behalf of the entire Superstars team, allow me to really appreciate your precious time and such a heartwarming success story. You've given every person a reason to pursue this business. For the guests to start, and for all those who are already building, to build it even more vigorously until they get to the very top. And as Janet has told us, guests, have the courage to start. I want to warmly welcome you to the Superstars team. We are going to mentor you. We are going to hold your hand, but you have that sole responsibility of getting started. And so at this point, I want to challenge you to reach out to the person who invited you. They took their time to invite you to this call. Kindly ask them that one brave question. How do I get started now? They're going to give you be it paybill number or a bank account to deposit your registration, whichever way it is. Please don't go to bed before you jump on board. Successful people do at once what the rest do at last. A year from today, you look back and say, I am so happy that I took the ones by Janet so seriously and started the journey. However, a year from today, someone, God forbid, might say, I wish I also started, for life would not be this the way it is now. May God bless you so much as you join us. We all look forward to meeting you in the beaches of the world. And one of these days, you'll meet in a lifestyle event with Janet. And it will be like, wow, Janet, thank you. You inspired me and I started. And that is why I'm here enjoying lifestyle with you. Thank you all for finding time to be in this call. I believe it's a starting point for a very bright future. Remember, every sweet story starts somewhere. May this be the first point where that sweet story will start. God bless you so much. Have a lovely night. Now get in touch with the person who invited you so that they can guide you on how to get started. Thank you. Have a lovely night and weekend. God bless you. Thank you, Janet. Thank you for sharing your success story.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. And thank you, everybody, for logging in. I wish you the best more than I wish for myself. Thank you and good night.
Excellent. Bye-bye all and see you at the top. God bless.